you get like a series of scenes where it's just her being like, I've got the bloody Treadstone files, I've read all about this, and there's like Brian Cox or some shit across from her being like,
yeah, we'll get there.
You don't know what you're getting into, you don't understand the clearance necessary to know about Jason Bourne. And it's like, it's nothing. It's just a series of scenes.
I was doing Black Ops in Vietnam while you were still sucking on your mama's tit at Woodstock, Kelly.
Why was Brian Cox here played by Tim Westwood?
You don't have
Yo,
the bloody
dog!
Yo, dog!
We ran a kill squad!
So then we get a couple of scenes, a good 20 minutes, I would say, of Pam Landy, a CIA girl boss, being what I can kind of only describe as the CIA cop.
Yeah.
You don't have the clearance.
Yeah.
Fucking
have the clearance,
Yo,
dog!
dog! Back in the first
really do
film,
have
we
to
ran an
apologise.
illegal Black Ops operation!
Yo! I've got such a weird brain today, boys. I'm really sorry.
But anyway, she listens, she watches the first movie and listens to our podcast and is
Yeah.
like, okay, I know who Jason Bourne is. Brian Cox gives her the security clearance.
Well, no, Brian Cox doesn't. Brian Cox's boss gives her the clearance, and she interrogates Brian Cox, who says a lot of things like,
I've shoveled shit on 4 continents.
not sure why.
Yeah, he does the
also-
Brian Cox thing. He's
Wonder
like,
which
I
for.
created Wolverine.
Yeah.
It's also very funny that she's like, what is Operation Treadstone? And he goes, I've never heard of it. She goes, I have security clearance. And he immediately goes, it was an illegal kill squad.
Yeah, it's an illegal
Next
kill squad
line.
that we read.
Operation Treadstone.
Never heard of it.
It's not gonna fly.
With all due respect, Pam, I think you might have wandered a little past your pay grade.
That's a warrant from Director Marshall granting me unrestricted access to all personnel materials associated with Treadstone.
So, what are we looking at?
I wanna know about it.
Know about it. It was a kill squad, black on black.
What's also really funny is that when she pulls Jason Bourne's file, what he's got in there are like some 3x5 glossy headshots, like he's
Yeah, like
auditioning for shit.
beautiful shots of it.
There's like
Damn it,
one in
Sancho.
Comes
like,
up.
there's like 1.25 profile, and I'm like, why would the CIA need this?
Yeah,
Gotta
because
kill
the
this
reason they're
motherfucker
hunting
right
him,
now.
the reason Pam was involved in this is like a few years ago, somebody embezzled about 20 million from the CIA. And Pam is like, I think it was Chris Cooper, the villain from the first one. I think he and Bourne were in this together. That's what we were trying to find out with these files. And like Bourne, as far as we know, turned up and like killed everything. Because remember, Carl
Meanwhile,
Urban framed him. So
Brian Cox
Pam
is
and
sitting
Brian
there
Cox, yeah,
sweating through his
bullets.
fucking, through like 3 layers of suit.
Yeah, he's like, well, we gotta kill him right now. We definitely gotta kill this guy immediately. And then Pam's like, no, I reckon we should bring him alive. But anyway, Pam and Brian are off to find Jason Bourne, who
the
has been
super
locked up in
friends.
an airport by a dipshit.
Also,
She's standing right next to you. and then hangs out,
Brian Cox says another thing.
You're in a big puddle of shit, Pamela, and you don't have the shoes for it.
All of his lines are like this. All of them.
Yeah,
it's so
like,
fun.
you can't stop
We
saying this.
just note this. We have to get back to some more intrigue with Brian Cox.
Oh, yeah, this is a fun
Oh,
scene. I
this is a
like
fun
this one.
twist. I liked this.
So Danny Zorn. Danny Zorn, who is, again, Brian Cox's Tanner, like, summons him down to the basement, where he's like, yo, have you seen these bombs? And at this point, I wrote down, why is their ops room in the same building that 2 of their guys got killed in, and
It's
which they were
haunted.
using for... Why? Why would you use the same
They've
building?
got one. Look, they've only got one building in Berlin. It's a
You
shame
can't
it all
fucking
has
get
to
a
happen in there.
WeWork? Fuck me, dude. Danny Zorn is like, listen, you know how when you saw this scene for the first time, you were like, hey, it's kind of stupid to use explosives to blow up these wires and also to use 2 bombs? Well, it was stupid. And this means that this is bait. And I think someone planted this to frame Jason Bourne. And whoever that person
the second
is...
bomb that like allegedly didn't go off, that they found Bourne's fingerprint on, Danny's like, if this went off, it wouldn't really do anything because this wire just controls like the coffee machine or something. Like,
Yeah, he's like, if you had the ability to get in here and set this up, you'd have the knowledge to know that you didn't need to. Like, all that it occurs, you can just turn the lights off and do the same thing afterwards. Right?
So whoever's trying to frame Jason Bourne, it could be anyone. It could be you. It could be me. It could be someone that I've just led into a dark room with no witness. Oh, fuck. And he gets stabbed.
Yeah, the entire plot gets figured out by Mr. also appearing in this movie. And then Brian Cox is like, that's crazy, mate. That's absolutely insane. Show me that again. And the second he turns
uses
back
his fridge knife.
Like 80 shots in the back, no worries.
Because this is edited like really like frantically, I couldn't quite tell what Brian Cox had done, and we had to rewind. And it looks as if Brian Cox just grabs both sides of his head and gives him a little kiss on the ear, and then he does. It's just like, this is going in a very different direction.
It's like you're very clever for leading me down here.
He just dies of surprise.
Brian Cox, the one guy who so far has been like, yo, we need to 100% kill Jason Bourne as soon as the opportunity presents itself. Because it's really awkward that he's here.
The guy who has been like sweating buckets anytime Jason Bourne's name is mentioned. Yeah.
Quietly going, Jesus Christ.
I had nothing to do with this. Are you sure? It was an illegal kill operation.
Shit, he's a terrible liar.
When Brian Cox hangs up, Jason Bourne is obviously behind him in the hotel room.
Tape recording the whole thing.
Of course, yeah.
And
Brian Cox pisses his pants. He's like, "You're an animal, Wolverine. You'll always be an animal. I created you, goddamn mutants."
He really is just fucking doing X-Men here. But he's like, okay, kill me then. And Jason Bourne goes, no, she wouldn't want me to. What I'm instead gonna do is I'm gonna take the tape. I'm gonna give that to Pamela. And I'm going to leave you a loaded gun, trusting that you won't shoot Pamela or shoot me in the back as I'm leaving.
I would
you should have done that.
It's
give
weird.
Someone a loaded gun and then like turn my back on them. And
it's like such a
leave.
1940s British Jason Bourne. I've left you your service revolver so you can commit honorable suicide. He leaves. Pamela walks in, I guess, like, it's like a fucking revolving door in this hotel room.
In the fucking, hallway. Give him a quick up nod, you know?
He points the gun at her, and she's like, I fucking knew it was you. And then he does it. He does the thing. He kills himself like an idiot. Why would he do this? There is no reason.
It doesn't make really any sense at all. But that's, and that's that. So...
Yep.